Welcome to Buddhism for Everybody. This teaching is called The Science of True Happiness. It's intended to explain what Buddhism actually is, and here the claim is it's a science of how to accomplish true happiness. What we know is that all beings want happiness and they don't want suffering. It is a universal truth. And we make choices and decisions with this hope and this fear. This hope is that we will get happiness, and the fear is that we'll get suffering instead. What Buddha taught with the Four Noble Truths is a system. He was a being who had eliminated all his suffering, and the Four Noble Truths are the basic structure of how any of us can also accomplish this elimination of our own suffering. There are four parts, each of which can be explained and taught extensively. Then we can combine these four parts and create a complete system. The way it works is first, the First Noble Truth explains to us what our problem is. It identifies and defines our problem very clearly. Then the second explains where this problem comes from. What is the source? The third explains that the problem can be reduced and eventually even eliminated completely. And at that point, we will be free from it forever. And then the fourth describes how to accomplish this. This is also known as the path. So to summarize, our problem is suffering. This is what ails us. And the cause of this suffering is our own negative thinking and negative karma. We can bring this to a permanent end and never experience suffering again. This is called cessation. And then the path to this result is positive thinking and positive karma. This is the foundational teaching of Buddha, the Four Noble Truths. And all that he taught in his 82 years in this world were elaborations and details of these four truths. It is the science of true happiness. And when we call it the science of true happiness, this is pointing out two qualities. The first is, Buddhism is not a religion because it does not rely on blind faith or the belief in any external creator. It is a science because we start with a premise or a theory, and then we test it and we see what the results are. If I repeat more positive thinking, will I experience more happiness? And likewise, if I repeat more negative thinking, will I experience more suffering? Each of us is in charge of our own experiments, and we draw our own conclusions. The second part is true happiness. What does that mean? Thinking about any experience we might identify as happiness, there are endless things we could include. All sorts of enjoyable things and experiences, relationships, emotions. Of course, we have our favorites, and others we may just be in the pursuit of. What we had in the past, what we have now, or what we seek in the future. There is an endless spectrum of what we can identify as happiness. But each and every example that we can identify, no matter how alike or different they all share one quality. They don't last. They are all impermanent. Impermanence is a basic principle of Buddhism. When we apply it to our objects of happiness, we can see that as long as we pursue our happiness in external objects and experiences, they will disappoint us at some point because they are impermanent. They are temporary happiness at best. There is no point where any of these things can satisfy us to where we can stop chasing them and clinging to them because they don't last. And then we must go chase the next one. Cling to the next one. This is repeated over and over, day after day, year after year, lifetime after lifetime. But there is something we can call true happiness. It is not temporary, not impermanent, and we don't have to search for it out there. It is with us all the time, always available. All we have to do is choose it. And the more we choose it, the more we create the habit of choosing it, and it becomes easier. It is positive thinking. Positive thinking itself is true happiness. It is both the experience of happiness and the creator of future happiness. And positive thinking is also what saves us from suffering. Negative thinking is the experience of suffering and simultaneously the creator of future suffering. The more we engage in negative thinking, the more we have suffering. And its opposite, or antidote, is positive thinking. This is what is at the core of Buddhism, the core of the teachings and the practices. There is vast detail and elaboration, but all of it is based on understanding this. We want happiness, and habitually we look outward. But no matter where we believe that happiness exists out there, it is just temporary. And when that ending arrives, when we are separated from that happiness experience, or those happiness objects, we find ourselves let down, disappointed, maybe lost. So we start the cycle again. The next new shiny object is always out there, and maybe this one is the real solution, the one that won't let us down. Maybe. Again and again we test various things, and often we just resign ourselves to accepting the brief, temporary relief that we experience with the enjoyments we have. This is samsara, the cycle that repeats over and over, because we keep chasing the same external objects and experiences, and they are always impermanent. There is another option, and Buddha taught this in the Four Noble Truths. The source of happiness for each of us is our own positive thinking. This is the only source. Yes, others can influence us. They can support us, sometimes very strongly. But the power of cause is within each of us. No other being, entity, or power that is external to our own thinking is a cause or a source for us. This is our agency, if you like. The choice is always ours to make. To be clear, there is nothing wrong or inherently harmful in enjoyments, in having things or experiences that we like. Buddha never taught that these things are bad for us or that they are a problem. They are a natural part of our existence, and good things are good things. Where we trip ourselves up is when we chase and cling to them as if they are really and truly going to bring us the permanent relief from suffering that we all want. The mistake is relying on them to bring us happiness. Because if we do this, we'll be setting ourselves up to engage in negative thinking. We become greedy, jealous, and angry. This is the basic layout of the structure. Understanding ourselves and understanding thinking in more detail is important. There will be many topics in future videos elaborating on this. But no matter how detailed or granular we get in these studies, the framework is the same. Buddhism is the science of true happiness. Happiness lies within. I hope to share more with you soon. Thank you.